Hi there, smart choice of you to tune into this EHEDG Connects news update that is all about the requirements for valves that are used in hygienic and aseptic food processes. With us here is EHEDG Working Group Chairman Ulf Thiessen, the chairman of the working group that developed a new guideline update, the third edition of EHEDG Guideline Document 14 on this topic. Ulf, nice to see you in good health. You're in your home in Germany, I presume?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I am.
And congratulations to you and to all of your working group members for reaching this milestone.
Thank you very much. It took a long time. Yeah, we are very happy about that.
What is the significance of valves in the food industry?
Valves are surrounding us wherever we are, whether it's in the pub or whether it's in the bathroom or whether it's in a process plant. And valves are one of the oldest process components when you make a process automatic or continuously running. Yeah, when you make the step from a step-to-step production to a automated production, then you need valves in different kinds. So it starts with single seat valves and ends up in aseptic multi-path installations with double seat and aseptic applications.
What would you say is the key objective of this guideline update?
Before we had this, hygienically designed valves, we dismantled all our components and we cleaned everything. We cleaned the gaskets, we cleaned the material, the metal material of the valve, and so on and so on. Nowadays, we have a cleaning in place procedure. So that means the gaskets are not dismantled. So we have to make sure that the cleanability of the whole construction, including the gaskets in the groove or in whatever shape, gets clean during the CIP process. That is the key factor, so that the design is tight and that there are no holes behind and no rooms where some liquid or some bacteria may hide. So that means the design of the groove where the gasket hides in has to be very properly done.
How have the conditions in the food industry changed since the publication of the last update?
The liquids that we are handling have changed over the years. Chemicals for cleaning have changed. Also, the products that we produce, the food stuff, has changed. And so therefore, the demand for high-class composed gaskets has risen as well. So therefore, we have to spend a lot of time on finding the right gasket material for our valves. Independently from the shape of the gasket, the quality of the material is important. So therefore, a focus is also given to the materials on the market, and that may also end up in changes from time to time, that the manufacturers of valves also have to change gasket materials.
What components that make up a valve are the most critical when it comes to hygiene performance?
You have to consider a valve always needs a seat and a gasket. And saying that, we have to stick to that a little bit. The gasket is very often the more important part of a valve than it is the seat. And the seat comprises out of metal and the gasket normally out of some elastomer material. So this is very, very important to remember that without a gasket, there is no valve. Okay, and when you want to make a process hygiene and you want to produce at the end of the day a high qualified product, food product, then you have to make sure that all the components are complying with hygienic design. And being the most important part of the installation, a valve needs a little concentration. And if a valve is not cleanable, all the rest of the machinery is also not cleanable. And so therefore, we have to make sure that the valves are in all aspects hygienically designed. And that ends up with cleanability.
So if I understand you correctly, Ulf, it's not only about the specific components, but about the integration of the components within the valve construction that determines the performance with regard to hygiene.
This is one of the most important details that a design engineer has to look at when he is designing a valve. Because as I mentioned at the very beginning, a valve without a gasket makes no sense. And the integration of the gasket into the valve is essential in all aspects of the hygienic design. And not only that, it also has to make sure that the valve closes exactly. So no leakages, nothing. Yeah.
How can we validate the performance of a valve within a food process?
Well, the performance of a valve is not only how it is cleaned. The performance also is how it can be used in a process. So this is one thing, but let's concentrate on the cleaning side. So if we want to validate a valve on the cleanability, using the word again, we are using a process that we have established in EHEDG. We compare the cleanability of any component with a smooth pipe, so with a defined surface and so on. So this is how we judge the possibility to clean a component. And this is the same with the valves. So, and we have a hygienic design procedure, and also in the design phase, when the engineer is sitting down, he tries to simulate this cleaning status, and later on we test it in the test institute to make sure that this component valve is not influencing the quality of the hygiene of the whole process plant, because we're only a small part of a big installation.
Mm-hmm. Well, compared to earlier updates of EHEDG guideline documents, the new documents are structured in a new format, in a new way. What does that mean for this new guideline update of yours?
In the old document, we had some text parts and some drawing part, and you always had to flip from one side to the other to get a better understanding. So the first thing was that we said that we have to integrate the drawings and everything into the text. And then, of course, we tried to make the document state-of-the-art. So we had to look also what has changed since the second edition in technical terms, and also have there been new developments of valves in the market, or have there been some existing valve types forgotten in the document 14. So and each of these mentioned facts happened, and we started this work. Essentially, one of the things that struck us was that one of the most important valves, the butterfly valve, were not in our document 14. So we had to add that. And we found some other valves as well that were not in the documents, which are not so important, like the butterfly valve, for example. But we decided to add it to the document.
Your EHEDG working group contains a lot of expertise, but mostly of valve manufacturers. What expertise would you wish to add to your working group for a future update?
I would also emphasize the necessity of having a process design expertise at the table. Yes, because this is also another aspect which could help let's say, an expert group of valve manufacturers also to go into a direction that is needed. Because without this input of the process engineering part, it's also very difficult, and mistakes can happen.
Mm-hmm. What about welding and installation, for example?
You have to look at the glue. The glue for me is the engineering, and that brings it all together. And if that is not dedicated for hygienic design and quality and safety and sustainability and so on, then everything goes wrong. And it also includes welding and installation for sure. And without this whole view, this holistic view on the whole thing, it will fail. And all the work that we spend in our working groups, where we concentrate on details, is in vain. So, and this is what I think personally. So it is only possible to achieve this EHEDG targets when we all work together.
Thank you, Ulf, for your updates.
Thank you very much.
And dear viewers, this new guideline update is ready for download, free of charge for all EHEDG members from the EHEDG website as of now. Happy downloading, happy applying, and happy processing. Thank you for watching.